Have you ever met someone who seems to learn faster, solve problems quicker, and spot connections that everyone else misses? Maybe you've wondered if they were simply born smarter. Here's the truth. What if intelligence isn't something you have, but something you train? Most people believe IQ is fixed. They assume smart people are naturally gifted while everyone else is stuck with whatever they were born with. But modern neuroscience tells a very different story. Your brain is constantly changing based on how you use it. Every challenge you face, every skill you learn, and every idea you explore physically reshapes your brain. The smartest people aren't necessarily those with the highest IQ scores. They're often the people who have developed habits that make their minds stronger, sharper, and more adaptable over time. Today, we'll explore 9 powerful habits highly intelligent people use to train their minds. And one of them is probably the exact opposite of what most people do when trying to become smarter. Here's where most people get it wrong. They avoid mental discomfort. Highly intelligent people understand that growth only happens when the brain is challenged. Just like muscles grow through resistance, your mind grows through difficulty. Instead of staying in their comfort zone, they deliberately do hard things. They learn new skills, tackle difficult subjects, and put themselves in situations where they're beginners again. While most people seek convenience, they seek challenge. Psychologists call this desirable difficulty. It feels harder in the moment, but it creates stronger learning and deeper understanding. They also read differently. Most people consume information like entertainment. They read a book, watch a video, or listen to a podcast, then move on. Smart thinkers treat information as raw material for thought. When they learn something new, they ask questions. How does this apply to my life? Do I agree with it? What assumptions are being made? How does this connect to what I already know? This transforms passive learning into active thinking. A simple rule they follow is this: if you can't explain an idea in your own words, you probably don't understand it yet. Most people spend their lives searching for answers. Highly intelligent people spend more time asking better questions. The quality of your questions determines the quality of your thinking. Imagine facing a problem. One person asks, "Why does this always happen to me?" Another asks, "What am I missing?" One question creates frustration. The other creates curiosity. That's a massive difference. Highly intelligent people constantly challenge assumptions. They ask, "How do I know this is true? What evidence supports it? What evidence contradicts it? Could there be another explanation?" These questions prevent shallow thinking and open the door to deeper understanding. But here's something even more surprising. Some of the best thinking happens when you're doing absolutely nothing. In today's world, we're surrounded by constant stimulation, videos, podcasts, notifications, music, and endless scrolling fill every quiet moment. Yet many breakthroughs happen when the mind is finally given space to breathe. That's why intelligent people often take walks, sit quietly, journal, or spend time reflecting. During these moments, the brain begins connecting ideas in ways that aren't possible during constant distraction. The challenge isn't finding more information. The challenge is giving yourself enough time to process what you already know. Most people think they're learning when they're rereading notes. They're usually not. Reading the same material repeatedly creates familiarity, but familiarity is not the same as memory. Highly intelligent learners use retrieval practice instead. Instead of looking at the answer, they try to recall it. They close the book and test themselves. They explain concepts from memory. They write down key ideas without checking their notes. Why? Because every time you retrieve information, you strengthen the brain pathways that allow you to access it later. Think of memory like a trail through a forest. The more often you walk that trail, the easier it becomes to find. At the same time, highly intelligent people understand something many people overlook. Attention is one of the most valuable resources you have. Without attention, learning can't happen. Every notification, interruption, and distraction trains the brain to lose focus faster. Over time, constant task switching weakens concentration and increases mental fatigue. That's why intelligent people protect their attention aggressively. They remove distractions, work in focused blocks, and create environments that support deep concentration. They know that attention isn't just part of intelligence, it powers intelligence. Here's a habit that separates good thinkers from exceptional thinkers. They actively seek ideas they disagree with. Most people look for information that confirms what they already believe. Psychologists call this confirmation bias. Highly intelligent people do the opposite. They explore opposing viewpoints, study different perspectives, and challenge their own assumptions. Not because they enjoy being wrong, but because they care about understanding reality more accurately. Looking at an idea from multiple angles creates a clearer picture than viewing it from only one side. Another habit is teaching. One of the fastest ways to discover gaps in your understanding is trying to explain something to someone else. Everything sounds clear in your head until you attempt to teach it. That's why highly intelligent people write, discuss, mentor, and explain ideas whenever possible. Teaching forces clarity and transforms information into genuine understanding. And finally, there's the habit that ties everything together: curiosity. Curiosity may seem small, but it compounds over time. Many people stop learning once they know enough to get by. Intelligent people never stop asking questions. They wonder how things work, why systems behave the way they do, and what lies beneath the surface. Curiosity turns learning into a lifelong adventure instead of a temporary obligation. And when you're genuinely curious, learning becomes easier. Focus improves. Memory improves. Understanding deepens. The smartest people aren't always those with the highest IQ. They're often the people who stayed curious long after everyone else stopped asking questions. These 9 habits don't require genius-level talent. They don't require expensive courses or special advantages. Anyone can start today. Do hard things. Read actively. Ask better questions. Think deeply. Practice retrieval. Protect your attention. Seek opposing viewpoints. Teach what you learn. Stay curious. Individually, each habit helps. Together, they create a powerful system for building a sharper, stronger, and more capable mind. And over time, that difference can completely change the way you think, learn, and succeed. If you found this video helpful, please like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more.